Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and today I have a little bit of a different video for you. See, today is actually an anniversary for me. 1 year ago today, I got my very first level 6 adversary victory. It was Ocean versus England 6. See, I haven't been playing this game for very long. I originally bought the Handelabra game on Steam about 2 years ago. I don't even know how I learned about Spirit Island because I've always played solo. I know that no one taught me, and I had a really long learning curve. For the longest time, I couldn't even win with all kinds of, the ways that the app lets you get ahead with, you get an extra growth before you even start the game, things like that, and I was still struggling to win. And now here I am, not only, beating level 6s, but also making videos instructing others how to improve themselves. So it's been quite the trip for me. So I originally was playing on the Steam version of the game on my PC, but then I had to travel for work, and I was a few hundred miles away from home for a full year. And so in that time, I wound up buying the app on my phone and playing a ton of Spirit Island on the app. And I wanted to get as many games as I could, so I started playing faster and faster. And I wound up just getting games done in 5 to 7 minutes every time, so that way I could get multiple games in on every break. Much more recently did I download Tabletop Simulator, which you see on the screen right now. That was probably, 8-10 months ago where I downloaded Tabletop Simulator. And it was about the same time, around Christmas, last year when I wound up getting the physical game. And at this point, I have all the physical components, and I've been teaching my friends and actually playing with other people in a physical sense. But even still, I primarily play digitally, and I get a lot of multiplayer games in through the official Spirit Island Discord. But yeah, I mostly just play digitally because, takes up a lot of table space. My wife wants to use the table. We have to, take so much time to take it out, clean it up, put it away. She's not a huge fan of the game. I've tried teaching her, but, can't all be winners. And so just playing digitally is so quick and easy, especially when you're, just solo playing. But, playing with your friends on the table is great for that social experience. But, as far as solo goes, I'm perfectly happy playing on TTS or on the Handelabra app. So when I was first learning the game, I was watching tons of YouTube content. And my favorite content creator was this guy, Peasant, but he recently deleted his channel, and so I felt like there was this big gap. He had tons of great educational content, and it really helped me improve. And so that was actually the original goal with making my channel, was to create content that would help players improve their game. See, there's other guys that still have great YouTube channels. I watch guys, like Red Revenge and Penguin, and they have a lot of playthroughs against level 6 adversaries. And I really like their content, and but it's not really the space that I'm looking to get into myself. I feel like they already deliver so many great games and all that. There's really nothing for me there. Instead, I want to help players learn in the same way that I went online to learn as well. So that's why I'm trying to focus this channel on doing like level 3, 4s, and 5 adversaries, depending on the matchup. And, I just want to inspire players to, take risks, go for bigger challenges, try new spirits, and, just feel more confident in their abilities to play this game. As this is my favorite game of all time, and really the more people that play it, the happier I am. So with this channel, I'm not really trying to, grow or become a big YouTuber or do anything particularly crazy. In fact, I don't even advertise my videos. I posted up a couple of them on Reddit and Facebook when I first got started, but since then I've just not really worried about it. I simply want to make videos that people find helpful. In fact, the last 3 videos that I made have actually all been viewer requests. And frankly, without those requests, I don't know if I would have made any videos at all. There's not really any particular topic that I'm burning to cover, but instead I just want to make whatever people would find helpful. So if a request is made, I know that at least one person is looking for this type of information, and so I'm happy to make a video for basically any kind of request that's made. But anyways, like I was saying, this is a anniversary for me, so it's been a full year since I got my first level 6 adversary victory, and since then I have gotten a lot more. And so I've actually been keeping track of them on a simple chart. I've just been tracking my peak victories of any particular matchup, of any spirit versus any adversary. But it does not necessarily mean that I have a good win rate. Maybe I lost a matchup 10 times before winning it one time. And that's all it takes to count as a level 6 victory. So I'm going to show you my chart of what I've been doing, but it does not necessarily mean that I'm just crushing it all the time. Sometimes things go great, sometimes things don't go great. The game that I've been playing in the background on the screen, I was really struggling to pull off my elements. And if I was playing against Scotland 5 with the extra Blight edition, I think it would have been pretty rough. Also, take note that all of the low complexity spirits, I've been using aspects. So all of the Earth victories are with the Might aspect, all of the Shadows victories are with the Foreboding aspect, all the River victories are with Travel, although many were also done with base River. Travel's objectively better, but I feel like the margin by which it's better is not like as big as the margin is with, Earth or with Shadows to their different aspects. But the one spirit that I've been using a lot of aspects with is Lightning, and instead of having one aspect for everything, Immense and Pandemonium are both fantastic in specific matchups. And so I should probably break that one up into different lines, but that's a problem for next time. Anyways, it's probably padding the numbers, but regardless, here is my chart. So here we have all of my peak results with every spirit against every adversary. So on the left column, we got all the different spirits, and they are sorted. If you take a look over towards the right, that number going from 42 down to 24 is the summation of all of the peak results. So as of this recording, I have 9 spirits that I've gotten a full set of 6s with. And those are actually in order that I did it. So the first spirit I did it with was Bringer, followed by Stone, then Sharp Fangs, then Keeper. And then the most recent one that I got all 6s with is Lure of the Deep Wilderness. The adversaries are in order. From left is the easiest, or the one they have the best results against, and the right is the hardest, or the one that have the worst results against. It makes sense that Sweden caps out at difficulty 8, and it's the easiest, and then England and Russia both cap out at difficulty 11, and I have the worst results against them, with all of the other guys that top out at 10 being somewhere in the middle. Lots of colors here. All the spirits, or all the lines with the blue, is the base game spirits. The 2 that are in green, that is Branch and Claw. The orange ones is Feather and Flame. The the dark orange, the burnt orange, is Jagged Earth. And then the purple ones is Horizons. So it's kind of interesting to me to see how, with the exception of Branch and Claw, all the different sets have people at the top and at the bottom. It's all spread out. Branch and Claw, just Sharp Fangs and Keeper, both super powerful spirits, both very, very strong. So, they both get 6s. Now, I will say that because I primarily played on the Handelabra app, that app has the base game, Branch and Claw, plus Heart of the Wildfire and Serpent. So I definitely have a lot more games played with all of those spirits, and so they perform very well. And specifically with those spirits against Sweden, Sweden, Prussia, France, and England, I have the most amount of reps with. So those are the ones that are most likely to have 6s on them, just because I've played those matchups more than any other matchup. But yeah, I mean, you could take a look at this and try and derive some kind of information about me as a player. Um, with the exception of just the bottom four, I've got an average of difficulty 5 or better against everyone with everyone. And so Finder and Sunbright Whirlwind are both like, supporting spirits, and they're really good at teeing up other spirits for success, and so I find them just to be weaker in solo play. Shifting Memory is, in my opinion, very much the same way, and then unfortunately Shadows is just Shadows. He's just a little weak. But, maybe we'll get an aspect for him that'll make him better. Anyways, I also, so I took all this and, it's just a bunch of numbers and words and it's hard to digest it easily. So I wound up putting it into a tier list and basically just putting the different tiers at the total points that I've scored with each of the spirits. So perhaps that visual is an easier way to parse through all of this data. And this is just the results, though. This is not necessarily like my tier list for like who's better, who's worse. This is just my personal results. And so this could be a way to see into my personal biases, or, if I'm giving a certain kind of instruction, how much success do I have with this spirit in that matchup, in that situation, right? But there are spirits that I enjoy more than others, and some that I have fun with, and some that I have less fun with. So this chart is not perfect, and it's really not scientific, and it's just kind of based on gut feel. And I might change this sometime in the future if I really want to be super specific. But in broad strokes, this is my tier list for how much fun I have playing every spirit. And I think it's kind of interesting to try and self-analyze, to diagnose. What do I enjoy? What do I find fun? What do I find satisfying? I did try and break this down into like even numbered groups, so try to keep the same number in every tier. Fortunately, that we're one spirit shy of having a perfect, 6x5. But anyways, so I think my favorite spirit is Wildfire. Second favorite is Fangs, and third favorite is Shroud. Well, really, all of the spirits I have in S tier, one thing that I've noticed looking at them is that they're all high-risk spirits. Wildfire is just crazy, super aggressive, but, the game can just fall apart from underneath you. Sharp Fangs is another super aggressive spirit, can get out super early to create all kinds of advantages. But if things start going wrong and all of a sudden you start picking up lots of blight in certain areas, you have to wildly deviate from your game plan, which I just, was kind of risky, and I don't know, I find it really fun. Shroud, everyone likes to beat up on Shroud. Objectively speaking, he's not super strong, but by golly, I have so much fun playing him. And same with Bringer, just these fear spirits, I really enjoy them a ton. Certainly fear spirits are stronger in solo play than they are in multiplayer, but, I'm having a good time. And hey, that's all that matters, right? I mean, Vengeance, Trickster, these guys that, create blight and want blight, and even Trickster punishes you for removing blight. So just embracing the chaos is what I seem to enjoy. Then on the other end of the spectrum, it seems like I have less fun with control spirits and major slingers. So looking at this, I seem to think that I really enjoy minors, playing lots of minor powers, and really getting the collection of elements in order to use innate powers as the main drive towards victory. So being able to, basically play the spirit in the way that is most thematic, in the way that is most representative of its own identity, I seem to really enjoy. I really do not enjoy having to dig for answers outside of that. So, while Keeper is super powerful and, is one of the strongest spirits in the game, I just don't like playing him. With his starting 4 cards and his innates, he really can't win the game. He has a range 0 damage ability, and then another one that, does tons of damage eventually, but takes just tons of sacred sites and a whole network. And none of those is really like a game plan to win you the game. Um, so I don't know. It's just a lot less satisfying for me. Obviously, very strong. Like, just gains tons of cards and tons of energy and very flexible, very strong. But it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. That's just me, right? I got my own biases. I know some players really love defense. I know some players really love control. I seem to like chaos, and I seem to enjoy aggression quite a bit more. So, anyways, these are my favorite spirits to play in a solo capacity, and so I guess I'm probably much more likely to make videos for the spirits at the top of the chart than the ones at the bottom of the chart. I think I'm gonna probably start doing TTS for future videos. So look forward to seeing some Shroud, some Vengeance, and some Trickster. But anyways, just a little off-kilter video. Just wanted to ramble on a little bit, talk about myself, my favorite subject of all time. Little tier list for fun. I thought about breaking down different tier lists in all kinds of different ways, but there's a million tier lists online that you can get of like objective strength or best spirits that fill X role. So I thought I'd do something a little different and just have my personal tier list of what makes me happy. And hey, maybe in the comments share a tier list of what makes you happy and what kind of spirits you enjoy. And maybe you can figure out based on that what your own personal preference, what your own personal play style is. At the end of the day, it's a game, and you play games to have fun, and so you play the spirits that give you satisfaction. But anyways, until next time, have yourself a wonderful day.